What's going on, everybody? I'm DJ MOJOE. In this special video, I have my good friend DJ Kara with me here today, and we're just going to talk it up. But Kara, what's going on? What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to have you on here. For those people who don't know, Kara and I, we always meet up at, what's our spot in Sherman Oaks? Blue Jam?
Blue Jam, yep.
So we always meet up and we just catch up in life and in the DJ world and just see how we're doing. And we're like, hey, why don't we just have a conversation online and share it with you? I mean, we can talk it up and ask questions, but I really want to have Kara introduce herself. I mean, for those people who don't know, Kara, take it away.
What's up? I'm DJ Kara, based in LA, like Mojo just mentioned, but I'm from Indiana. So moved out from the Midwest to Los Angeles about 10 years ago. Actually longer. It's been I think 12 now. It's crazy.
Wow.
Time just goes by fast. It's crazy. Anyway, been DJing for about 10 years, doing all kinds of different events. I started with weddings, working with an agency, then grew my personal business from there. And now I work as a DJ. I have my own business and I do weddings, a lot of corporate events. That's probably my focus, is the corporate kind of world, doing different corporate events for different companies or premiere events and just events, where they need a DJ. I do a lot of that. And I also do some clubs and bars. And so I try to keep it really versatile. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I absolutely love music.
One of the things, though, that you have to know about Kara is that she does amazing events. And I think one of the things that I guess a lot of DJs or myself know her for, she does lots of great corporate event work. And I think it's one of those spaces in the DJ industry that isn't talked about much. I think we all talk about weddings and parties in general, but corporate world, I mean, I think a lot of DJs want to get into that. And I think Kara has so much experience on that side of the DJ spectrum. I mean, there's so many DJs for all kinds of niches. So Kara, I know it's the new year. Did you DJ New Year's Eve, or how was your New Year's Eve plans?
New Year's Eve was great. New Year's Eve, I try to keep it low key, to be honest. It's just something that I'm a goal oriented person, and I really like to think about New Year. So for me to DJ on that day for me, I prefer not to. I prefer to kind of take it easy, think about the next year. So I actually a lot of times turn away gigs on New Year's Eve just because of that, just because I really want to kind of protect that time for myself. So actually I kept it easy and woke up early New Year's Day to see the sunrise and kind of reflected and things like that. So
yeah, that's so cool. I think that's so dope that you take the time to reflect and just take time for yourself. I think sometimes when we DJ so much, sometimes we forget about ourselves. And we need self-care in that sense, and just take it back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. For sure.
But how was your 2023? Were you pretty booked up? Did you count how many events you did?
Yeah,
for 2023?
2023 was pretty crazy. It started strong last year. Just normally around this time, the corporate events kind of really pick up because it's quarter one, and I do a lot of travel events where I travel, and they the companies I work with have conferences where it's they're focused on quarter one sales or whatever their goals are for that year. And so, January is the time when I'm going to Vegas a lot and traveling with these different companies for their events. And so last year started strong like that, and starting right now as well. But I would say last year though, did that for the first quarter. Then it transitions to of course weddings in there, and I work with the different brands, different brand events, kind of going through the year. I don't really count the number of gigs, but I would say it was a pretty busy year with just a variety of different stuff. between
No,
weddings and just, travel events and brand events and just all kinds of different stuff. So it was a good year. It was a great year.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen your stuff, Kara. I mean, you've been traveling Vegas, and
Yeah.
I don't want to say these big company names. I mean, we'll keep it on the down low for that.
Yeah.
But for those people who don't know, I mean, Kara does lots of corporate work, and she's been working with all these big brand names. And it's really interesting that you said conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that easy? What do you do how do you DJ a conference?
Yeah, it's actually quite unique. When you become a DJ, like you probably never think that this would be the type of work that you would get. And so it was really new for me when I first got started. But basically, certain companies, a lot of times, it can be a variety of different companies. They have these conferences where they either have, the people that work for them come, or people that, have partnerships with them, things like that, where they come and they host an event of, 3-4 day event where everyone comes to that particular hotel. And throughout that time, I am like their DJ. And so they have different events that happen. A lot of times there's like a welcome party. So that first day that everyone's there might be a need for a DJ to do the welcome party. So then I'd be there for that. And then they have, their general sessions, which is basically when they have their big speeches, like the keynote speakers that are there that really are going to give them a ton of information. Sometimes it's motivational speakers that particular company hires on for that event. And so those are happening as well. And a lot of times I'm there to DJ to kind of pump that time up. So as people are coming in, there's normally an hour or 30 minutes to an hour where people are coming in, they're about to get started with this big talk. And so there's a DJ a lot of times that's needed, that's going to be getting people excited. And so I'm hired to do that. So I'll do the welcome party, and then the next morning I'll be there for the general session, pumping people up. Then there might be a cocktail hour, later that evening. So I'm kind of just there as the DJ for that particular time. And I work with a few different companies, throughout the year. And it's like my favorite work. It's so fun because it's so fun just to like be with the team, because a lot of times it's the same people working, on these events in the background. And so I'm getting to, hang out with them, get to know them. And a lot of times it's multiple events that we're working together on. So it's really cool to kind of have a community within that. And it's something I would have thought would be part of my job. Like you never think that would be a thing, but it is. And it's amazing. I love it. And I love getting to travel and see different cities. And it's a lot of fun. So
That's
hopefully
amazing.
A lot more of those in 2024.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that we never thought about DJing as like these conferences. I mean, we usually DJ parties in general or social events, but it's so cool that you get to see that side of I guess the corporate side where, wow, we actually need DJs and you're there. Yeah. Do they happen during the week, right? Or
and that's another thing. They happen during the week. So a lot of times it's like Sunday through Wednesday. And I love it because it doesn't really interfere with the other type of DJ work that I do, like weddings or like clubs and bars, because that's normally the weekend. So it kind of pairs perfectly. And it also, if I want to have a weekend off, it's cool because I can still be working that earlier that week if I have one of those events.
That's so cool. So, okay. So I know the viewers in my YouTube, like they're mostly DJs, and I know a lot of them want to know, how do you DJ or get into more corporate events? Do you have anything to share about that?
Yeah. Okay. So I would say the biggest thing is coming across professional. I think that's huge. And so if you want to get into the corporate events, I mean, if you really think about it, they're, professional, and it's a corporation, and it's expected to be on a certain professional level. They want to feel like they can trust you. And so having that presence, especially like through a website, I think a website is always really needed for something like this, like starting base. Like you have to have a website. And so I think, a website that's super professional, that shows what you do. And I would also say something that can really help you stand out in getting these events would be honestly like doing a lot of mixes and really, really like coming strong with the content. I would say this for, really any event. It's always really good to have a ton of mixes, but I think a way that I stood out in the beginning were my mixes. And that was kind of my foot in the door, is when one of these clients, they told me, like, right off the bat, they emailed me, we absolutely love your mixes and your sound. We want to have you. And so that was kind of the foot in the door. And so, but the thing is that I backed it up with my website. So it was, I had my website there, and they could see that it was really professional, but then they saw the music and they were like, wow, this is good. This is good quality. So I kind of want this because I feel like I can trust this person and I know that they would likely do a good job. So I would think that having a website and then putting up a lot of content would be really, really key.
What's huge is like, you really need to build the trust and show that you're professional, because I feel like these companies, they have their names on the line. Like, it's, who knows, these are big names, and I guess I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, but I guess they want to hire the safe bet. Who's the most professional? Who's going to represent the brand and really will do the job right and be professional about it all the way through. And I can see that through your work, and I think, one of the things I think, that this is my opinion. Yeah. It's pretty funny, but you have amazing pictures on your Instagram. Like, all these different headshots, different outfits, like, you have amazing photographers. I think that really helped you, like, I guess in terms of branding, help companies understand this is DJ Kara. This is the different sides of her that in styles, and we could put her in to the event.
Exactly. I think that's huge as well. 100%. Having just a good branding, being about that and paying attention to that is really important as well. I just want to mention another thing is, like, when you're a DJ, I think a lot of times, DJ can, mean a lot of different things. And a lot of times people think DJ, they think club DJ, out drinking, partying, and that whole vibe, And I think, these companies want a DJ, that cool factor, but they want that trust factor too. And so it's kind of finding that balance. Sometimes some DJs are too far over into the party side maybe, and not as seeming, while they could be completely professional, but it might not come across that way when you're totally into the party side of the whole DJ in that DJ world. So it's kind of like finding that balance. I DJ a lot of bars and stuff and still promote about that, but it's still finding that balance between professional and still DJ, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah, it totally does. And sometimes I think that's sometimes overlooked. And I think one of the easy things that I think people can do, or DJs, is just take a look at your profile and see, would you hire yourself depending on the kind of gig or event that you're trying to DJ for. Mm-hmm. And But yeah, I think your social media presence is pretty good. I love your pictures. It looks on brand for DJ Kara. Like hey, I'm a dope DJ. Book me now, kind of thing. But that's awesome. I know it's so cool that, I mean, we've been knowing each other for almost 10 years, right? I think
it's been a while. It's been since I feel like since I started. Like, we've kind of grown together, I feel like.
Yeah, and. I know, and I think we're in the same boat. Like, we started with different companies, and work and seeing how other DJ companies work, and then now you're doing this on your own, pretty much, right?
Yeah. That's
amazing. Yeah. Would you consider yourself a solo op, or do you have an agency, or how does your business work now?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mainly am solo. It's I just have my website. But I do have a small agency. I don't really promote it too much because it's not something that I'm really focused on making it huge or anything. Mm-hmm. But I do have a few DJs that I represent, especially when I'm already booked. It's kind of a way to help the client out. If I'm already booked, I know somebody that's actually perfect for it, then I kind of step in there and I can help with the booking and help, if there's speakers that I needed, working with you, with your speaker company that you have where you provide speakers, I help coordinate that. And so that's just something that I do kind of just whenever I need to, but my main focus is my business, and just making sure that I'm booked for the year. And then secondary comes the agency. And that's, again, I feel like I just put that in place just because there were so many times when I was already booked on an event and I was just
Right.
like, what do I like? I can actually facilitate this and actually help with this booking, but I wanted to kind of create a way to do that and make it easier.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good. And man, so you said, are you already booked up? Like, are you busy? Like, how's your 2024 like
I'm
now?
like in the middle. I would say I'm not like super busy. And I think, I kind of tried to balance out a lot last year. That was my big focus. I would say 2022 was way too busy and I was like really overwhelmed. Yeah. So 2023, I started really busy and I was like, oh my goodness, I felt like I couldn't keep up. And then I kind of started changing up some things so that I could slow down. And so I'm actually pretty like at a nice balance right now. So not overbooked, but I still have bookings and still have things going on, but it definitely at a little bit of a slower pace, which I like because I'm really trying to work on the a few other things, with YouTube and trying to teach a little bit more and help people out. And I'm kind of, still doing what I do, but it's nice to be able to shift focus a little bit on other things as well.
Yeah. It's funny. Slowing down is like a good problem to have, or trying to slow down is a good problem. That means you have lots of work. I know a lot of DJs are trying to get busy and not slow down. Like I guess it really depends on our journey, like where we are in our career. Yeah. And I feel like both of us are in that stage where, it's nice to slow down. We value our time a little bit more. And, exactly. And I think we have so many different passions and projects, like, or things that we're interested in. I mean, we love DJing, but like, that's awesome. Like, you want to start your YouTube channel. And by the way, guys, follow her YouTube channel, subscribe. Yes. I'll leave it down below if you want to see more content from Kara. What got you into making videos and YouTube? Like, what I guess in your career path right now, like, why do you feel like that's the kind of like the next move for you a little bit?
Yeah, I've always been really into YouTube. So that's kind of always been something that I'm into. I've always seen myself making YouTube videos. And I remember learning to DJ from YouTube videos, listening to different people talk. And I've just always been gravitated towards doing it. It's like a weird thing. I can't get rid of the gravitation. I'm like, okay, no. I've been going back and forth for years. Like, okay, no, I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll do it. I don't want to do it. But I think that gravitation is now like, okay, I have to try. But I already have a channel, and and it's just mixes. And so I've been pushing that for a few years. And, of course, putting out mixes is something that's what I do all the time, do for a living. So I'm not really shy about that. But when it comes to teaching and actually creating videos and creating content where I'm talking is a different thing. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to start right now and get more into that. So I'm trying to add that in to my YouTube. Already have the mixes going, but going to start, I'm going to push myself. It's going to be something that I've definitely been teetering on. But again, I feel like when you're pulled to something so much, you just have to at least give it a try. So I'm like, okay, gonna give it a try. I've been thinking about it way too much. And so on my Instagram, I'm constantly getting questions, and I feel like I could help. I could help more than I have been, and kind of tell people my experience and my journey. When I was first starting to DJ, I feel like there was a lot to learn, there was so much to go through and so much that I had to figure out on my own. And it was like this kind of a whole journey. And I want to be able to help people through that, of learning how you get from literally not knowing even how to DJ to being able to be a full-time DJ. And so I just have that pull to be able to help people. And so that's kind of why I'm going for it, and hopefully get some videos out in the next month and keep it going.
Exactly. Well, I think that's so great, Kara. I hope you get some subscribers out of this. With people watching this, and people like, hey, if you're interested in Kara, like, put it down in the comments or wherever you're watching this video, what kind of content you want to see from Kara. I think that would kind of help you, Kara, kind of focus, because I know there's so much knowledge you have in your experience. Like, okay, what's going to be the first few things that I should put out there? But maybe getting some feedback will be great. But no, it's crazy. Like we've been in this incredible journey, and now it's like, okay, we want to help others now.
Exactly.
So to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, no, with the YouTube channel, yeah, definitely subscribe to her. Are there any other projects that you're working on? I know you're big on mixes. Like, is there anything on the music side that you're doing that's helping you?
Going crazy with the mixes right now. I'm just really trying to like get back into like the whole like love of music and just keep challenging myself. Like, I think, 2024 is actually kind of interesting to me because I think I've really slowed down. And like I said, I kind of purposefully was like, okay, I want to kind of open up a little time for myself. And so now it's this really interesting time where I'm kind of exploring and working on new things. So I'm trying to get more back into the music, the love of, not that I lost it fully, but like, it's just, I want to just go deep and really challenge myself, get better, find new music, put more out there. So I'm really trying to go hard with the content right now and just putting more mixes and just, doing that. And yeah, there's some other projects that I'm working on. I don't know if I want to, I mean, I'm going to keep them on the low for now.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, but once she releases the project or whatever, like, it will just like, boom, like, she's doing this now kind of thing. Yeah, I totally get it. Sometimes it's nice to work down low in the secret a little bit and then like have the results or whatever you're working on speak for itself. No, but hey, but music wise, like, I think that's something I've been working on too. Because I love the fact you're making mixes and I wish I could do more of that. What I've been doing is lately, especially this new year, is organizing my crates a little bit better and going through my music. I have so much music and there's different philosophies. Some people are like, hey, like, strip away the ones you're not going to need. And I get that and only use the ones that you will. But as a DJ, and I think you may agree, it's like, I love digging new music. I love music hoarding because I never know when I'm actually going to use that track for a particular moment. But anyhow, I've been organizing my crate structure and my music files in general. So that way 2024, I know how to get the right track at the right time, and I'm more familiar with the style, the sound, the edits that I like.
That's so good. I mean, I love it when I have time to do that. Maybe I'll do that too because it just enhances your set. Like, it enhances your DJ skills from like, it's just so much. Yeah, so that's dope. I love that because you'll be able to find the tracks so much quicker and know exactly when to play it.
Yeah. You know, one of the things like it's really cool about like your mixes and your music is that you have edits that like no one else has. Like I hear a song and dude, that's pretty dope. Like no one, I don't think it's in any DJ pool. Like it's like you really find the gems.
Yeah, that's my, I love doing that. That's my favorite thing to do is go deep and find just stuff remixes that are like super obscure, but good quality still. And I think about it like kind of like how old school DJs had to DJ. Cause I feel like, back in the day they just had their music, their records, right? And they had to kind of search for it. And everyone had a different crate of records. And that's kind of what you had. And you kind of took pride in that. And so I kind of take pride in the same thing of like, hey, I want to find, while it's a lot easier to access, all the same remixes, right? If you belong to the DJ pools, like everyone's going to have the same remix. And so I really purposefully try to take time in finding those specific, like super specific songs and that no one ever has that are like, those really dope remixes that, anyway, I'm like,
no, but I think that's huge for DJs in general. Like I think, and this is my opinion, but I feel like those are one of the activities that a DJ can do to really separate themselves and just be 100%. Because like, we're all DJs, but we all have our own music library and the way we mix things. But I feel like if we have those gems, those edits that no one else has, like it helps you stand out so much more.
Exactly.
And it's more branded to you, to your sound, to what you like to put out there.
Exactly.
But no, that's amazing. So you don't have to reveal your secrets, Kara. But is there a website that you like to go to discover new music?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, I really like Bandcamp.
Wait, can you download music from there, or is it just?
You can buy it. And there's a lot of
Okay.
producers on there. I mean, honestly, yeah, there's a lot of amazing producers on there that make just incredible music, incredible remixes, and that's really where I'm getting a lot of the really good like remixes from producers that know what they're doing. And they're not like, it's cool because like these producers aren't really well known yet. And so you're supporting them, and you pay, they set a price or whatever. But again, it's going deep. It's just trying to go deep. And once you kind of know, like, let's say you like a certain producer, then you can go look at related producers and just go through all their music. But to me, that like process is like the funnest thing. Like when I'm trying to curate a new mix and I'm like, okay, I want to go through and find this stuff. It's the funnest process because it's the best feeling when you find like something that you're like, oh, this is so sick.
It is. Okay, so just for the fact that we're talking about this right now, I don't know if our clients actually know that we're doing this kind of work. And it's work, but it's like a fun it's our creative process. So we can deliver our best for our client.
Exactly.
And, I wish more people know about, hey, this is an important step of the process to make sure I get the right track to create the perfect vibe that you're going for. Exactly. And this involves digging through the music.
Yeah, going through, it's not just playing songs, it's knowing the right sound that you need. And
that's amazing. And so Bandcamp, I'm gonna, maybe later today, I'm gonna go on Bandcamp and check it out. But what do you go through?
Like that's what it is. It's just Bandcamp. Yeah.
Do you like browse through like the latest? I don't know. I don't think I've been there. But are there like hottest tracks? Do you type in a song in a remix? Like how's that?
I mean, once you go to the website, it is a little hard. I'm gonna be real. Like you have to go deep. Like with Bandcamp, you do kind of have to like, it's not going to just serve you the music. It's not going to be like, oh, this is the hottest. You do have to like look. And, but again, that's what I do is just look, and I look and try to find like different producers that I like, try to find them there. And then from there, different related producers, and you can kind of go deep. It's hard. A random song that you might want a remix of, but that's actually kind of hard. Now that I think of it, because a lot of times the remix names are like not the names of the song, so you have to kind of like.
I think sometimes I dig through songs and you would think it's actually the name of the song and then remix, but sometimes they change the name of a song.
Yeah, it's like a completely different name, and you're like, wait, but this is a remix of this song.
Yes,
so it's actually a lot of that, and so most of it is that. So it's actually kind of hard to find. One thing I could say is go to Hypeddit. Okay, so use Bandcamp.
Oh, that's another website? That's another website?
Yeah, I'm giving the gems, and actually I shouldn't be doing this. This is too much.
Hey, Kara has Venmo, guys, if you want to like donate because she's dropping these gems.
I might actually I might share my crates or like share some of these links soon. So
okay.
Some of these links to some of these songs soon. So I might be sharing more, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So far as Bandcamp and Hypeddit?
Yeah, Hypeddit.
Okay. Don't reveal anymore, Kara. I think those two are good enough.
It's not. No
don't reveal anymore.
Maybe more will come later.
Yeah. But you can tell me after this video.
That's how you get that.
You can tell me more after this video. Like
okay.
But those are good websites. DJs, check them out. Bandcamp. I'm hyped it and dig through your music, and dig through it online. But if I understand your process, Kara, like for you in your brand and how you get bookings, I think part of what you do, like right now, digging through music, you dig through the music, you make these dope mixes, you publish them online, and it feels like the right people will find you and resonate with you in your vibe, and then they book you because they like what you do. That's
pretty much, exactly.
That's cool.
I think that's the most important is to, as a DJ, is like finding your sound and putting it out there.
Yeah, it's really cool how you're able to do that for yourself as an artist, and still like you can still do events because there's some DJs or some DJs who are known for a particular sound, and people hire them for their sound, but then it's like going to a concert or a show only just for that kind of music. But then you can also insert that same style into weddings or birthdays, and like they're hiring you for you, and you're just adding your own spin to it.
Exactly.
Seems like it.
That's why I love remixes, honestly, so much, is because of that. Because, I of course can't play like my full like sound when I'm at a corporate. Like I can't go super deep into like really experiment. Because if it was for me, it would be a little different. But when I do these corporate events, I love it when I can find a really cool remix of a throwback classic that I know like these kinds of events would love. And so that's always a really cool way to, still cater to your crowd, but then also keep it you. And so that's why for me, finding remixes, going deep and finding these gems are so important. Yeah.
Right. I like that. So for corporate events, is it more like background, or sometimes it's more like a party feel where I don't know, because these remixes like maybe it's to set a certain mood for the most part.
Yeah. A lot of times it's to set some remixes are more upbeat, but a lot of my corporate events are like networking. And so for those pure remixes again, but still setting the tone for that particular client and not going to go too crazy. But I love playing remixes to kind of, set the vibe, and it's more of a vibe. Yeah. And then, but again, vibe of the classic songs that people know. A lot of my corporate events would be that. Yeah. But then when you get into like the dancing, some corporate events, of course, are dancing. And I would say when I get into that, there is probably less of the remixes played. Again, if you really think about it, like, if you're trying to get people dancing, there is, and if you're a DJ, this, it's like you got to kind of play the song that people know. Right. And unless it either has to be like the dopest, like most upbeat remix that makes the song better, right? Which is totally cool. And there's definitely those remixes that exist. For those events, I'm normally just reading the crowd, playing, songs that I know, throwing in the Bruno Mars, but still keeping it me. I think I still have a style within that as well. It doesn't have to be the remixes. And I think you can still, as a DJ, do that and have your particular style, and bring that to a corporate event. And and be able to not play remixes,
Yeah. Well, that's a huge point, because you have to be versatile depending on what you're trying to create, and the different mood. And you can do you can cater to the crowd, like you can do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a nice mix. I think it's cool to kind of mix that up, actually. I think people appreciate that, because then it's like I'm playing a standard, song that everyone knows, but then you throw it to something a little more interesting. That's always really cool to do, because then it shows you, and then you throw it back to something, okay, I know this will work. Yeah. And then you're kind of going back and forth. And I think a lot, to be really honest, that's a lot of times when I'm doing at corporate events, is like, I'm doing, me, but then I throw in something that I know is going to work. It's in the same BPM. And I'm like, okay, there's a standard song. I know everyone loves this. But then you throw in, okay, now this is getting a little cool, interesting. Right. And then you throw it back, and it's kind of going back and forth. And I think when you mix all that, it's really cool for people to hear. So.
Yeah. You see, like Spotify can't do that. You need a DJ to really like curate it too.
Yeah, Spotify cannot do that. Spotify will have the same thing, or it won't be right. So yeah, a DJ.
Exactly.
AI can't replace us.
No, it's so cool. Like it's a whole process, and I think it's one of those things that's underlooked as DJs. And I'm just repeating myself, but I think clients, like, this is great. If clients are watching this, like, this is how we work. Like, there's more to it than just hitting play. We have to dig the right music, organize it, read the room, knowing which songs to play, and really create the vibe that's needed.
Exactly.
For that event. But going back a little bit, because it's so cool you support these producers in Bandcamp or Hypeddit. You don't have to name all of them, maybe just one or two. Who are, if you recall any of their names, like, do you recall like one or two producers that are really good, or that you're really feeling right now?
So I really like this producer named Fluency.
Spell it.
We actually, he lives in LA. We met last week. It was actually pretty cool because I've just been such a big fan of his.
Is it Fluency?
Yeah, Fluency. So like Fluency.
CY. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
And he's in LA?
He's in LA, and so he's phenomenal. He has like a disco kind of vibe, throwback disco. He does amazing remixes of like throwbacks, but then he adds like this housey disco beat to. I mean, they're amazing for corporate events. Oh my gosh, and
Yeah.
it's like so good. I tell him because so like I met him because actually I was like looking, and I think I saw one of his songs on SoundCloud, and I was like, I need this, and so I just messaged him. And he actually got back to me, and
wow.
we kind of started this friendship. He got me the song, and like we started this friendship. You know, followed each other. He was like, "I'm in LA too," and so like now every time I'm playing his music because I play one of his songs like all the time, like literally like I tell him almost I'm like, "Hey, I'm playing your song again." Like literally, I play this song at like every event, and like people always ask me, you know, what song is this, and I tell them it's you. Anyway. It's really cool. He's so talented. And so that's the cool thing about it is like you can really actually support these people that are producers that are trying to actually make it, and you're playing their music and you're getting it out there, and I'm there in real life and I'm seeing people actually react to these different producers. And so it's really cool to be able to do that and like get their music out there.
That's so cool. Okay, that's Fluency. Who's the second one? If you want to put it out there.
Who else? I really like Amapiano music right now.
Okay.
Which is like music based out of South Africa. Anyway.
What's it called again?
It's called Amapiano. It's like this.
Oh, I know Amapiano. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually just put a mix out. If you want to check my YouTube, I just put an hour-long mix, Amapiano mix.
I gotta check that out. Hey guys, check it out.
Y'all, if you want to just check that out, because I have all the producers listed in my track listing that I really like, so you can just literally go there. Literally, that'll be really easy for you to find a lot of stuff, but it's an hour-long mix, and it's actually full of Amapiano remixes. So it's pretty cool. So you'll recognize a lot of the songs. But anyway, there's this producer. His name is FS Green.
I know FS Green. It's good stuff. Amapiano stuff.
Yeah, super good Amapiano. Yeah,
that's so. Here's like I had to say it publicly to the YouTube world, but speaking about Amapiano, it was crazy. Last year, back in April, I discovered Amapiano. Like maybe like unintentionally, I just like stumbled upon it. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, like this song's is so unique and it's so good. Yeah. And I didn't tell anyone. This is the first time I'm telling publicly right here, but in my mind I was like, I know it's gonna be popular. I don't know when, but eventually it will catch on. And I think it is now.
100%. I think I say the same thing. I heard it. It was like the same process for me. I was like, I heard it and I was like, whoa, like this is some music like that it hits different. It's like, it's different. So good. It's just so good. It's like, this is such good music. And so I was saying the same thing. I started doing mixes because I was just like so obsessed and, and I think now, I mean, it's cool. It's now, I think, starting to catch on, but I still think there's a lot more to go. Like, I still feel like it's maybe next year it's gonna be huge. But like, there's a song that came up. It's actually popular, and I think it's a little bit of Amapiano. It's called, I think, "Water" by Tyler.
Oh, by Tyler.
That to me sounds a little Amapiano-y. I think I was listening and I was like, oh, this kind of has that vibe. I have to re-listen maybe to confirm that. But
no, I agree.
Like, okay, it might start getting into the music now. Yeah.
I agree. It definitely has a little bit of that Amapiano vibe in the background.
Yeah.
But I just love the bass, the low end, and the drums are just like dum dum dum. Like it just.
Yeah, it's the bass line. It's the bass, like the bass.
It's the bass line. It just like it's very rhythmic and it fluctuates and like you don't know where it's gonna go.
It's like it's just like pure music. It's like, wow, this is
pure music. Yeah. The bass line. Oh man. See, this is good stuff. I think digging through music is so key, and I like the fact that you actually get to play these music at your. I mean, you said you DJ at a bar or where right now?
Yeah, I DJ at bars and stuff like in West Hollywood. That's kind of like something I do. Just honestly, it's really good to get out there, get to doing public events. I think sometimes I get so wrapped up in the private stuff, I like to go back and forth. Just personally, because I like to see what like is hot right now. I guess it's like, okay, what's hot right now in the public, and so I like to kind of get that touch on that as well. And so yeah, those kinds of events, I'll get to play that kind of stuff. And I play it sometimes at like my corporate events. Like there's sometimes I'll throw in Amapiano, and there's some remixes that I have that are dope. Like there's this ridiculous remix I have of Latch.
Oh, by Disclosure?
Yeah, and it is Amapiano. It is the coolest thing. And I played at like a lot of my corporate events, and like it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. See, I do a lot of weddings, right? And I wonder how, like, there's only very few moments or very few weddings where I do play Amapiano. But it really depends on my clients.
Yeah.
Who I'm DJing for. You know, that's the thing. Like, I'm catering for them and their guests. And I think you'll know the vibe depending on their style. Like, oh, okay, they like K-Tronada. They like these music that's from like 110 BPM to 120 BPM. That's the range for Amapiano.
Yeah, it is. It's
It's like perfect. I love that tempo. It's like,
me too. That tempo. Ooh. I love 110 to 120. That's like my favorite. I love being in there. It's so fun.
Right. No, it has so many good gems. Like, it's just
so much good stuff in there. But it's not a lot of stuff. It's so interesting. There's very few. It's less music that's in there, but the music that's in there is normally really good.
Exactly. Yeah, I need to work on my 110 to 120 BPM music. I think that's a sweet spot for like nothing too dancey, but it's just the vibe. It's the vibes. Like it's just usually
it's the sweetest spot. That's my favorite, especially for corporate. So like if you're trying to get in corporate, like that, to be real, like for networking, that's where I normally am in. For all those kind of background music type of events, that's where I stay. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
That's so good. So corporate events, I guess, do you think it's more of that disco house chill vibe? Or funk, or how is that?
Yeah. I would say a lot of corporate is that vibe. You have to read the crowd. You have to know your audience. A lot of the corporate that I get, and it could be, I think, I put that out there, right? Like my mixes show that already. So I might be getting hired specifically to do that. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah.
But I do get a lot of companies that vibe with that style, especially for like the networking. But again, I would say corporate, the classics, things like that too. You have to read the crowd. But so it's kind of a mix. You kind of, like I said, like you kind of can go there, but then throw in a song that everyone knows. If it's in there, great. Like if it's not, but you go back and forth and stuff. So
right.
Yeah.
Man, I know we can talk music all day. I know you're into it, like huge.
Yeah.
But I figured, you know what, like I think there's a good place for people to get to know Kara. And I should have mentioned this earlier. We also have YouTube videos together when I'm helping you with uplights and all that. I'll leave it somewhere up here in the description, but check out those gig logs. Like those are fun.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. But definitely a couple of things. Check DJ Kara out on Instagram, on YouTube down below. Check out her mix. I don't know. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but are you going to create some kind of playlist that people will know, or maybe the Amapiano playlist is a good place to start? Or like, is there anything else that you want to share with the people who are watching this right now?
Okay. I might be sharing, I'm still working on this thing, but I want to, I do take a lot of time, looking for my remixes and things like that. And so I do kind of want to share some of that and share, where you can get them, these songs and stuff. So I've been trying to put something together for like the last month. And so that's all I'm going to say. It should be coming soon. I hope so.
Man, I'm excited for that.
But it should be coming soon. I don't want to give too much information away, but yeah, something that where like I can share those tracks and where you can get them, and which I think would be helpful. Yeah.
Oh, I think people will love that.
Yeah.
And going back, I mean, this is what's really going to help you stand out as a DJ. Is like you're discovering new music that, you only very few people have, and it's going to separate you from other DJs and helping you discover new sounds. And I don't know, it's so exciting talking about the music with you, Kara. Like I feel like we're going back to our roots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is why we
I
became
know.
DJs. Like
yes, that's how that's the reason why we got into it, is music, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And look at us now. We're like doing this full time. You know,
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So definitely check out Kara out. I'm excited for your YouTube channel and for you to grow in that space, and people who are watching this video, if you want to see Kara more on my YouTube channel or anything else that you want us to talk about in future recordings, I mean, put it down in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. This is a new format. I'm just trying things out. Same if you like this. And for DJs who want to learn from me personally, there's a link down below. I started this thing called Wedding DJ Mastery, a community where you can get to learn from me with coaching calls and lots of content out there to help you in different aspects in your business and DJ skills. So is there anything you want to say, Kara, before we close off? I mean, this has been amazing.
No, thank you so much. Just like, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me share a little bit about me, my journey. And like, I just appreciate the platform, and especially as I'm getting the YouTube going. So that's basically it. I just really appreciate it.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it for now. Kara, thanks again for hopping on here. Follow her once again. I'm DJ MOJOE with Kara. We hope you enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up, like, comment, do all that YouTube stuff, whatever. But we hope to see you in the next one. And yeah, well, thanks, Kara. You have a good day, Kara.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. All right, bye.
Bye.